Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.
Recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the fucking service staff at a wedding.
Who shot you? Separate the weak from the obsolete.
I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. See me in this. Are we on?
Oh yeah. I was just letting you roll.
Oh.
So that we just
See
had
me
that.
in the drop, 3 1/4, slaughter, electrical tape around your daughter. Old school, new school, need to learn though. I burn, baby, burn like disco inferno. Burn slow like blunts with yayo. I peel more skins than Idaho potatoes. You know, lyrical molesting and taking its place. Fucking whip big, Don, it ain't safe. How was that?
In like 2 short weeks, we can go check out what he was about over there. Has you got anything going on over there still?
God only knows.
God only knows. Welcome to episode 3.
Episode 3. The train fucking rolls on, people.
It's we got a lot to talk about, and not a lot of it's about football. It's a lot about
A lot of drama. Drama. It depends how you want to say things, right?
yeah.
Because I'm not a big. I don't like. You know, when you meet a girl, I don't like a lot of drama. Oh, is that because you've lost all your friends because of the drama? Yes. But did you say it correctly? Not sure you did.
You talking about the drama from that horse face Stormy Daniels, like Donald Trump talked about, or what kind of
You
drama?
didn't want to talk
from
about
Tiny. From Tiny.
You didn't want to talk
He's
about.
very underwhelming.
You didn't want to talk about Brett Kavanaugh last week. We're not talking about Stormy Daniels this week. It's not fair. It's not true.
POTUS.
It's a POTUS. How about you could buy weed legally today?
So, I was reading. There's so much stuff going on around now, social media, about it now being legal. But it's like it's been coming for how long?
A year and a half.
Yeah. And so you just yesterday, and you know you hear,
Figured out.
it's going to be mayhem. Downtown's going to be nuts. All these pot shops are going to be closed forever. Everyone's going to be out of business. It's going to be. There's only one person that can sell pot.
What?
And it's like I work downtown. I was down there today. Literally nothing.
How
else
was it?
different.
Chill?
Literally the exact same.
The
Couldn't
faint,
have been less different.
the faint hint of marijuana
Nothing.
smell was in the air,
No,
like it always is.
I'd argue that there was less blatant pot smoking than there was.
People were behaving
Yeah,
themselves
yeah.
more.
Oh,
Like,
you know
let's
why?
not fuck this up.
You know why? Because it was Wednesday, so it's
Yeah.
just a regular day, and it's not.
Yeah.
I saw the news this morning, and they had a guy at the one pot shop that can sell it in Kamloops for whatever reason.
What was he upset about? Somebody
He
infringing
wasn't. He
on
was
his
thrilled
rights?
that he was up there and not talking about some fire or some traffic accident. He was up in Kamloops talking about pot, so he was having a good time.
Oh, well, good
But
for
then they
him.
get off, and there's these, I don't know, this other show that comes on in the morning, and these two losers. They're hopeless idiots
Yeah.
in their 50s, late 40s, 50s.
Okay.
A guy and this woman who come on after the news is on, and they're talking about, oh, well, they've got these shops now, and you can pick all these different flavors.
Of
And that's when I turned it off.
yeah. Well,
Flavors?
flavors is not what we're looking for.
No one is.
We're not here for the flavor. I'm not like, oh, the mocha. What are we talking about here?
It's legal now, like it has been in the last 5 years
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And nothing's gonna change. And
You love Stormy Daniels.
yeah, it's it's gonna affect people. It's gonna affect people in the workplace and all this stuff. It's like, are you allowed to drink
Yeah.
at work on the job? Can you drink?
Yeah, can you just
'Cause
come in
booze is
7
legal.
beers deep?
Yeah.
No?
Can you just go on your break and just have like 6 beers?
Yeah,
No.
no.
So nothing's gonna change.
Just be
I guarantee you more people show up to work high than they do drunk.
for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's always been the case. Because you can never really figure out if somebody's high or not if they're just kind of high. If somebody's drunk, you can just be like, are you drunk? No. And then go, okay, just walk in that direction. You can figure that out really
Right.
quick. If, hey, you've been smoking pot today? No. And then just paranoid walking away. You're like, maybe they're just having a tough day. Who knows? Either
Right.
way. So you're a big Stormy Daniels, Brett Kavanaugh fan. That's kind of what I'm
Well,
getting.
we're going to the the famous country in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
we
gonna
are
see
going to
what's
the
going
old
on.
US of A.
We're crossing borders.
I'm going to take you to Trump Tower where the whole thing went down.
It's gonna be a situation. Isn't Melania living there right now? Or no, she's fighting T.I. right now. So no one knows what's happened.
God only knows what she's doing. Have you, like, for a guy who's so anti-immigrant, just listen to his wife speak and then go, what? What are you, what? You? Okay. And then him try to defend it while these fucking white idiot rednecks are all like, yeah, build a wall. Okay, well, could you build a sky wall? And then she couldn't have came from Slovenia and not learned how to speak English over here. That was a shot at her as a person. It was not a sexist remark. Okay? That's all I'll say about that. Now, let's talk about the real digs.
We've had a big week. We expect some phone calls tonight. It's put up or shut up time.
No, well, I don't know. It's a little bit late because most of the guys...
It's not late.
Well, it's almost 11. That's pretty late for the pussies who are in this league.
The Fathers of the Year nominees.
Well, they're all still in the running. I don't know anybody who's jumped in front of the next.
Right. Yeah.
But
it's a small field, and it
field,
has no intent of growing.
But it's a field nonetheless, and that is what it is.
So we had.
Do you want to recap what's happened, or do you want me to?
I'll gladly recap.
Please
what's happened, because you were a bit aloof to the whole situation.
I was, and somehow also caught in the middle of the turmoil. Isn't that funny?
Well, the thing is that being the guy that has his head on his shoulders. And is around.
Are you talking about yourself?
And prepares and contributes to this league.
Are you talking about yourself right now?
I get looked on as somewhat of a assistant commissioner or a co-commissioner.
Well, remember that's our intro. That's applaud Corey like you're the fucking
service staff
at a wedding.
Yeah.
Because so Corey spent 20 minutes doing something
on my lunch break.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so I'm a little bit closer to this situation. So what had happened, and I gather, I was late to the party, but Uncle Saul, up for Father of the Year, of course. We're
not taking that into, as I'm going to trash him in about 3 seconds here. Oh, yeah. And your Ash's box just got something in it. We're not taking into his Father of the Year. Has nothing to do.
No. We're separating the two.
Great. Okay. As long as we determine that.
So
all shots fired.
Okay. So here's what happened. So Saul went to do a little ad drop on the waivers.
Sure.
Actually, it was a free agent ad drop.
Yeah. Because it was earlier.
It was on Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
And he picked up somebody, I can't remember who, dropped Devonta Freeman.
Yeah.
Now, immediately... we'll follow the timeline here like we're on Serial. Immediately following the call to drop this person, it hit the cell tower, pinged the cell tower.
Pinged.
Yeah.
It was at the right tower?
We're not sure. We have to get the phone records.
We haven't spoken to Rogers yet.
Called the commissioner, who may or may not have a team in this league. We're not sure yet. And stated that...
He called who?
The commissioner of the league.
Not aware. Anyways, sorry, continue.
Yeah. And stated that he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Accidentally dropped Freeman. Meant to drop, I don't know who, Bilal Powell or somebody.
I believe after further
Chris
instruction,
Ivory.
I think it was Jay Ajayi because he was put on.
Maybe it was, Jay Ajayi.
Because he was put on IR.
And said, I accidentally screwed up. I clicked the wrong guy and then clicked accept on the wrong guy. He gets 2 chances to figure out his mistake.
Yep.
I can't pick that person back up because they've now gone on to waivers. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
This was the phone call he made to the commissioner. The commissioner, of course, didn't answer because he has no intention of helping this league survive or move forward.
Anytime I've been trying to contact him via phone, especially via phone call, it's a waste of time.
Right.
More often than not, it is... He's too busy. He's too important. He doesn't give a shit. He
thinks he's better than everybody else is what it comes down to.
Without him saying it, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So Sully makes that call. Somehow he gets through some sort of connection.
Nothing happened.
I fucked up.
No. That's what he left a message or he texted him or something.
Yeah.
Then I receive a phone call a minute later.
Okay.
I was in a meeting. I couldn't answer him, so I sent him a quick text. Hey, just in a meeting. What's going on, buddy? What do you need?
Yeah.
And he sent me a message back. Sorry, I kind of fucked up. I was trying to get a hold of Fanuf. You were the next best bet.
He went to you.
Went to me afterwards.
Because he just assumed some of the shit Fanuf sloughs on to you anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wanted to make it known that he had made a mistake.
Yeah.
And that he didn't want to drop Freeman. He meant to drop this other guy.
Okay.
So
I'm looking at this now. This was at 3:18 on Tuesday.
Okay.
Freeman's dropped. 3:20 on Tuesday. Jai's dropped. And then the Pierre Garçon Amari Cooper trade went, which we won't even fucking talk about. But then it's the next afternoon. Don't make a claim. So
I got a phone call probably around 10 a.m. that morning. Next morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he said it's all been done, and then our commissioner posts, "Hey guys, don't make a claim for Freeman. Sully is a ducking rookie and dropped him by accident. I will fix when I get a minute. A minute.
Oh, when
he
he
required
gets
a minute.
some time.
Yeah, no, just a minute.
Yeah.
This was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Now we follow the timeline, and roughly about 4 hours later.
Well, now we're ad drops into the next day.
No. 4 hours later, we get a message from the owner of Go Luck Yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Free game. This is a grown man's league.
And then he's mad about the trade that I just scoffed at.
Yeah, then he got mad at another transaction, and so on and so forth.
And still nothing.
So there was some heat. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then out of spite, that GM of Go Luck Yourself did a ton of ad drops on the waiver day just to put guys back on the waiver and delay free agency.
Oh, did he do that?
So he added a bunch of defenses and immediately dropped them. Added a bunch of quarterbacks and immediately dropped them.
But people need to realize that if you add and drop and there is no in the middle of the waiver claim, they're just addable again. If
They are not. They go back to the waivers. If you add a guy and then drop him, they go back to the waivers. So if you scroll up, you'll see he's added and dropped. Added Chris Ivory, dropped Chris Ivory. Added Peyton Barber, dropped Peyton Barber.
Oh,
added
I didn't realize this protest happened.
This was the big protest.
Oh, wow.
So
Kurt really got after
to which I responded, "Thank you for delaying free agency for another day. Smooth move. I guess you have to keep yourself somewhat entertained while you're alone in the basement."
Oh.
So a little bit of a pot shot.
Yeah, it was.
But, it is what it is.
So that's what you meant. Okay. All right. Because I was a little behind on all this because I'm in 5 leagues and I barely pay attention to half of them, including this one. So, and I was just stoked that I was going to get Devonta Freeman.
So then comes the heat.
Yeah.
From Kurt.
Is this where you want to go next?
This is where we want to go. And this is where we're hoping he calls in because we want some backup.
Well, yeah, okay.
I mean, we're not reaching out to him. We don't have a producer. So
no.
We don't have that flexibility.
Well, hashtag me
So
too.
we come back with, what's the problem? This league used to be the top, most prestige league. Half the teams don't show up to draft. Guys backing out. We're playing for money, right? Yet, blank, the commissioner will bend the rules. There's money on the line, so that's BS right there. That's BS right there. You fuck up and drop somebody, that's your problem. That there's been playoff teams seating switched after playoff games are played. Nobody knows the rules or changes till 5 minutes prior to draft.
Kurt was very upset about one of the rule changes. I can't remember what it was.
It's pathetically corrupt, and I like you all as gentlemen, but this is not the top of the line league, and I'll probably excuse myself out of it at the end of the year. The podcast is the one good thing it's got going. Shout out, Kurt.
To us?
Come hit me up for some players. I'm feeling pretty generous these days. So here's my argument against what he said.
Against what he said?
Yeah, he said...
So then should I take his side?
Sure, yeah, we could play both sides.
Because I'll happily do that.
He mentioned, rule changes 5 minutes before the draft. No one knows what's going on, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Well, the commissioner emailed out the rule changes that we discussed at the summit immediately. They were sent out weeks before. The draft order has been up since February or March of last year.
Yep.
And it was reposted again a month before the draft on the Google Doc. And I posted the link again and reminded people again of what the draft order was. So all that information was available to people.
Yeah.
If you didn't come prepared at the draft, that's not anybody's fault but your own.
Sure.
If you didn't do research on players, that's your own fault. If you didn't do research on the rule changes that were sent out to you, that's your own fault. So I don't care that he didn't know where he was drafting because that information to him was available to him 10 months ago.
Right. We're talking about Kurt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that was the only thing I didn't agree with what he said. What I do agree with what he said is...
He was just trying to pile on. He was pissed off and he was just trying to pile on. Like, what are we fucking doing here?
What I agree with
There's a goddamn podcast for this league. Guys can't show up for the fucking draft. Some rule changes happen, and whether or not you know about it or not, but that's the third or fourth thing down the fucking line. It's him to be... And he's first on waivers. So he's looking, going, okay, I guess I won't do this, but what are we doing? And I asked the same question.
So I understand and I agree that, hey, you fucked up, you dropped a guy, that's your own problem.
Yeah.
If you hit on 19 and you didn't mean to hit on 19, that's your problem. You made a mistake.
Well, it's just like, hey, I meant to
gambling.
I meant to start this guy instead of that guy. Could I get his points and win this week, please? No. The answer is no.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
And that's the argument of I meant to drop this guy. I meant to not. It's all moot at this point, obviously, considering Devonta Freeman is out for the season. But it's a guy who had posted 4 points the week before, 0 points other than a 5-point week in week 1. So 9 points in 5 weeks. And he's dropped, and we're all supposed to act like, oh, no. And Sully messaged me with this, well, he was my first pick, yada, yada, yada. Sully, you didn't show up to the fucking draft, so what are you talking about?
Yes.
So he wasn't your first pick. He was our first pick for you, which is whatever he had. I'm not faulting Sully for not being there, but it's this, oh, well, he's the greatest thing to ever happen. It's not. Todd Gurley wasn't dropped. Change his name from Devonta Freeman to Wendell Smallwood, and nobody would even bat an eye on the situation. And now that's been proven more, considering he was questionable when I picked him up. He's on IR since he's been taken from me. My argument as the one person personally affected by it was, well, I was a top 2 draft pick. I would have picked somebody else, but now I don't have the chance for that week, for last week. And I lost last week. So
is that your fault though for not keeping up on the activity message board?
It's part of it. That's why I'm not that angry about the situation. And I'm not even faulting the commissioner. I'm more faulting Sully of, don't expect us to babysit you. We're not. Oh, I did this. I meant to make my profile picture this, but it was this. Oh, did you? Is that what you meant to do during the selection, the drop, the confirmation, the drop, and the okay? So the 4 steps you have to take to do what you did? And then, oh, well, don't worry. I'll call the commissioner who barely picks up his phone or pays attention to this league anyways. Like, what do we... Like, that's just the problem. I'm sorry. The guy who barely pays attention to commissioning, and the guy who's not going to pay attention to what he's doing, I'm sorry, who conveniently is playing me that week. It's funny that happens, but whatever. It is what it is. And Kurt wants to get upset, and I see where his anger comes from. I see where he's pissed off. We're supposed to be professionals here. We're playing for quite a few jelly beans, and unfortunately it's just willy-nilly depending on if you call the commish at appropriate time. I want the commish's best player. If I call him right now, will he just give him to me? Maybe.
Well, the only other thing I have to say about that post from Kurt is that, he's come at me for players. I'm feeling kind of generous.
Oh.
Blah, blah, blah. So I sent him a number of terrible trade offers.
And
didn't accept one.
He's
an absolute liar on that front.
In that part, he completely is. He will not...
I've sent him numerous terrible trade offers, and he didn't accept one of them. So he's an absolute liar.
Kurt is my brother for 30 years. I love him more than anything. But if he doesn't clear cut win a trade, it is not a trade.
Oh, there was no way he should have accepted any of the offers I've sent him. But
well, that's what I'm
he
saying.
said
Like,
he was
it's
open
not,
for business.
Yeah,
so
like
he's a liar.
He's not tanking. He's not doing anything.
No.
He will offer you a guy. He'll offer you Devontae Freeman. He'll want Todd Gurley, and if that's your fault, he'll try to get sneaky with it.
So the one thing that we do agree on,
Who, me,
even
and
though
you,
it's
or you
not
and
really
Kurt?
you and me, and it's
Okay.
not something that we agree is right, but at least we agree on it, is that at least the commissioner made a decision, stuck to it, and that was it. And that was it.
But
and it was full stop, no questions asked, this is what's happening, this is the answer.
But also, Kurt wasn't allowed out of his Fitzgerald-Pierre Garçon trade that he wanted out of because he thought he had tried to trade Crabtree or something else. And nobody gave a fuck about that. So he's a little pissed off. I get that too.
So do we really have to start making rules for every little thing in this league?
No, if you fuck up, you fuck up. Deal with it. Strategize. Figure it out. I'm sorry. You know, I was...
So, Saul, you got one get out of jail free card. Nobody else gets one the rest of the year. We can agree on that?
100%. Or else I'm taking Kurt's side completely.
I take Kurt's side. I understand it. I think he kind of lost it a little bit. I don't. Think
Yeah, he went overboard with his heat.
Far.
He didn't need to go as hot as he was. As much as I know Kurt plays in one, if not two other leagues, I believe only one, but you're not. This is the first league he's ever played in. He's been in as long as I am.
He's
We're
not going
former
anywhere.
champs. Saying that he's going somewhere, especially with the travesty that happened in the other league that he's in, acting as if this league is corrupt, while he and others fucking fucked me as hard as they could in our other league for no reason other than Don's not winning. Let's not try to help him by helping him make trades. So to suggest that he's better than it or the other league he's going to go to is more civil, get fucked. I was just booted from that league for getting mad because my trade was vetoed. This, I get players stripped from me and I'm still fucking in it. So you can be mad. It's all good. But don't, what are we talking about here?
It's an empty threat to leave. Of course, he knows. And to say that it's not a top of the line league when I hear the other shit that's going on in his other leagues, it's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
We take a lot of pride in what we're about, and
Yeah.
we're coming up on our 10-year anniversary. And
yeah, we're trying to book trips to
if
Vegas.
If you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. We got people lined up.
That's a shame. That's an absolute shame. There's not a chance I want to lose Kurt, whether he's pissed off or not. It's not a lost season. It never is, but I don't like that kind of threat. It's like proposed answers, not just fucking.
At the end of the day, we were fighting over a guy who ended up being on IR, so the whole point is moot. But going forward, we have to understand the commissioner's decision and stick with it, and that's fine.
Yep.
But, boys, if you fuck up, you fuck up.
Yep. I agree.
Do you want to open up the inbox here? We got a message in.
Well, I can also. Well, I got a message in too.
We've got a caller coming on the line soon. It's really pissing me off. Like we open the phones.
Caller?
We open up the phones, call in, don't text.
Yeah, the phones are open. That's a phone call or message, but the message needs to be clear that we can read. Anyways, let's talk about the idea that forget the idea that Kurt is going to walk. Thank you for calling the Whiskey Barrel Podcast. This is Donovan speaking.
Hello there.
Oh, hello. Is this the commissioner?
This is the commissioner speaking.
Wow.
Which team is this from? Sorry again?
The only team that matters, my friend.
Not aware of that name.
No.
Anyways,
How are we doing over there?
we're doing well.
What have you guys been talking about?
Well, we were just ranting a little bit about Kurt's attitude and the fact that he's a little pissed off and wanting to take a walk. And
Hello?
Hey.
hello. We've got you.
I'm really gonna get turned apart. Hello?
We've got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. I don't know what Sayers is doing. He's doing something with the phone. Anyways,
We don't have a
I thought it was
producer
that-
right
I thought
now.
it-
It's a little bit hectic.
I thought
hashtag
it was
me
that
too.
famous River Springs reception.
Yeah, that's for sure what it might be.
We've already dressed that down.
Anyways, commish.
Anyway,
so
what are you
we're
guys talking about? What's going on?
so we're right in the middle. You just caught. Well, actually, it's funny that your ears must be bleeding because
I kind of figured. Yeah.
because I was just stepping into how. Could you just stop it?
Just no, we're fine.
We were just getting into how Kurt, Team Go Luck Yourself, is threatening to walk for next year, and I said, well, the commissioner, who that is, I guess yourself, if you're speaking for that, threatens to quit his job for next year. And
I've threatened for the last 4 years, not threatened, but offered to give up.
Okay,
That's
well,
an
isn't
empty
that the
offer.
same thing?
Not really, no. I just think it's someone else's turn. That's all. I love the league. I'm not going anywhere from the league. He's the one that wants to leave the league.
Yeah, which I think is hollow.
Very.
And I think that knowing him and knowing the other leagues he's in, I think that's bullshit too. Like to say that ours is out of line and the shit that happens in the other we can't equate the
I've
two.
heard about that other league, and for him to talk shit about this league, I don't know, man.
Right. Exactly. After he just vetoed me out of a league last weekend, what the fuck are we talking about?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I got fired up about that whole situation. But anyways,
So we want to ask you a question.
Okay.
If someone, we understand the situation happened, but moving forward, if somebody fucks up,
Yeah, this is a great question.
they fuck up, right? It's their fault. They got to deal with it.
Well, I don't know. I guess if that's how you guys want to run it, but we need to put that to a vote because
What's your personal opinion on it though, Mike? Because we talked about
my personal opinion is that fantasy football is a fun thing, and if someone texts me 2 seconds after they make a simple mistake, yeah, I'm gonna fix that for them because it was a simple mistake. Whatever. It's not like it's fantasy football.
Right.
It's fun. I love it just as much as anyone loves it.
Right.
But it should just be fun. It shouldn't be people freaking out because a simple mistake got made. And that's my opinion on it.
But who's freaking out is a better question.
Well, I don't know. Did you read the whole message board?
Yeah, we just kind
That
of
first message was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, we just kind of breezed over it a little bit there. I just think that some stuff can get lost over text, and it's not necessarily it sucks that it comes down on the commissioner's shoulders, but it is kind of a go fuck yourself. We're not playing around here, right? We're playing for, this is real dollars. This is 2 months of my mortgage would be paid for with a win on this.
I think that attitude.
Yeah.
I think that takes from the league a little bit.
You think so? You
I
think
think
that
so.
makes it more real than it is?
I think it doesn't need to be that real. For me, it's just about having fun with the boys and keeping connection with the boys. And I love the league. Don't get me wrong. I want it to get stronger and stronger every year, but I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
And I don't want. I think that's the most important thing with fantasy football is that it's fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's. I don't think when simple mistakes are made and someone just calls me 2 seconds later and reversing that, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's just,
I get the point, but it's also, hey, I meant to start this guy instead of this guy, and I would have won. Hey, I meant to, I thought we were playing poker. I thought I had pocket aces, different. But it turns out I had king eight.
I think that's very different. I think that
that
accidentally dropping a player can happen. I've seen it happen. We've all seen it happen. Everyone's seen it accidentally happen. And whether your league decides to keep the rule or whether your league decides to say screw you to the guy or fix it or whatever.
Why do you say your?
That's the decision the league makes. When
you say your league, who are you referring to there?
Or whoever.
Mike, I will let you know I am and Don and I stand the same part where we're happy that you made a call and you stuck to it and didn't take anybody's opinion into the matter and you said this is what's happening. We're done with it. So that's a great commission job by you. And I agree that the proximity of time from mistake to trying to rectify it, which was immediate, and going through all avenues. He called me as well to try to rectify it is fair. But at the end of the day, like, don't do dumb shit. You have many opportunities to say no to dropping a guy. It's not like you accidentally.
Well, that's fine.
Him.
He dropped
That's
3.
why I would like to put forward a decision for next year.
Go.
Why do we need a commissioner? Why don't we vote on everything?
I don't know.
Because that's the way it goes. Every time I make I make a decision,
yeah.
it gets called out, right? So, and I'm being serious.
No,
like,
no,
I'm not being like, I'm not trying to be an asshole about this. I'm actually putting forth a serious motion. Like, why don't we just do that?
No, I see what you're saying.
We need an organizer.
Yeah, you need.
I'll be the organizer.
You need an
I'll
iron.
organize shit. That's fine.
You need an iron fist is the problem. You need the person to make the decisions that other people don't want to make.
Which is what you did.
As the person
which is great.
Who was the number one person affected by the moves that were made in the last week.
Were you though? Or did I do you a favor?
Giving me Chris Grant? I don't even know.
You got your waiver position back.
You got your same guy you dropped, Ryan Gray. You dropped him to pick up Devontae Freeman.
Yeah,
I gave you him back, and Devontae Freeman's hurt now.
No, what I'm saying...
He did do you a favor.
What I was trying...
In the long... It's a long con.
With no idea that was going to happen.
I'd say you owe Mikey a solid.
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Don.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
Julio Jones. Give me your bench player for him, and there he goes. No, I even told you the last time I spoke with you and the last time I saw you, and I think that you made a call. You stuck by it. I'm not annoyed by you at all. If there's anybody who faces blame, it's Sully, and it's because, like, you dropped 3 players. He didn't even drop him to pick somebody up. He just went on his phone, dropped a guy, had to go through.
It's possible that he meant to drop one guy late at night. He just dropped
he dropped 3 guys in a row, and then went, "Oh, one of them I didn't mean to," and that's fine. It is what it is. But I'd gladly say, no, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, right? Like this is.
Why are teams dropping guys without picking?
That's what I'm saying. There was no pickup.
Why are they doing that in the first place? What's the reasoning?
I don't know what that is.
No one knows.
Yeah.
It's like back in the day when you do it to be the first guy on the pick, right?
Yeah, and Mikey, I don't think that you need to be accountable for that. That's not on you.
No.
At any stretch, it's just ridiculous that, oh, wow, I dropped 3 guys. Oh, I only wanted to drop 2 of them.
I don't know. Maybe throw this out there and really blow up the phone lines for you. Why don't we make the rules committee make decisions? So we'll have like a group chat. Everything that comes up, we just put in there and we all vote on it.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
It's quick. It's easy. We'd all be looking at it. Anyways, I'm just saying.
No. You're spitballing. I get it. And unfortunately for you, as much as we like to shit on the commissioner, unfortunately it does weigh on your shoulders. It is extra shit that you have to stress about, think about, try to make sense of in your...
No, it's all good. Like I said, I love this league. I'm super proud of this league. I love it. And it's not anything about that, but I want to have fun with it too, right? And every year something like this happens, I'm just like, ugh. Like, I don't want to deal with that.
I don't even think this is that big of a deal. Like, this isn't like to me, this is not groundbreaking. This is not Fanoofgate, and I don't mean to shit on you.
Well, Fanoofgate got thrown out there.
Well, yeah, whatever. Some people can overreact.
Fanoofgate wasn't even that bad. Whatever.
Look, no matter what happens, as the person who, like, I'm sorry I didn't read the message board, and I added a guy that I wasn't supposed to add because I didn't read the message board first, which I know we all do religiously. But I didn't care that much at all. I thought it was, okay, well, that's kind of stupid that we're protecting a dumb move, but whatever. It could just be as easily accepted. I wanted to drop so-and-so because of this. You know?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
And I don't care. And I don't care. So if anybody should be mad, it should be me, and I don't give a shit. So
I don't think anyone should be mad.
That's like I'm not gonna.
End of the day, mad or whatever or indifferent, it doesn't matter. You made the decision, and everyone's got to be fine with that because as it stands, you're the commissioner.
Yeah, as it stands,
you have final say. So we're happy that
I was happy you made a decision.
there was no wishy-washy, no vote, no nothing. This is how it's going to be. It's done. And it's Devonta fucking Freeman. Who cares? Man up. Jesus Christ. You're not going anywhere. And if you don't want to be in the league, beat it. We got 20 people that want to join.
Yeah, now, Mikey, let's talk trades.
So is Kurt called in tonight?
What?
No, of course
Did
not.
Kurt
The phones get hot and the mouths go flat.
He calls a lot, so I'm just wondering if he called in tonight.
Who? Mouse? Kurt?
Kurt, yeah.
No. I know he wanted to talk earlier, but it's a little bit late. And I don't know. He's doing some good parenting, I assume. So,
not me.
what?
Not me.
Whoa.
Well, not at this hour.
Wow, that was a little cold on yourself. It's not something that we would say.
You had no clue how much I parented today.
Okay, I imagine you did some or a lot or none. I don't know. I'm not making judgments or assumptions. Anyways, let's move on. So, a lot of trades have come down my block, Mikey. You want to talk trades?
Let's talk trades.
Let's talk trades. So I've been getting yelled at because I haven't accepted or I've accepted too many or not enough. So I'm going to let you judge on these.
Are a lot of people throwing trades at you?
Oh, yeah. Well, because I'm win or I'm out kind of thing here, right? So, and I understand that. I'm not dumb. And as I was explaining on the last podcast, I think we kind of fucked ourselves by getting rid of keepers because I think that keepers add an element to, well, I might be out, but at least I've got this for next year. Now it's just like,
you definitely brought up some valid points last week, for sure.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
We just talked about it needs to be reassessed and discussed.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so here we go. So, number one, are you ready? And this one I've been looking at for a few days now.
Okay.
Are you ready? It's big, so you got a pen and paper because
I'm ready.
It's fucking monster. Okay, do you want me to say who I get or do you want me to just go the trade for trade and you judge
tell me who you get.
Okay.
No, just trade for trade. Who wins?
Okay, I'll just give you the trade for trade. You ready?
Okay.
Julio Jones, Royce Freeman, Aaron Jones, Matthew Stafford, for TJ Yeldon.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I'm only involved in blockbusters, Mike. That's what I do. Receive TJ Yeldon, Leonard Fournette, Brandon Cooks, Matt Ryan.
Oh, man. That's a lot of names.
So, okay, let me sum it up.
So it's Fournette's the big one, obviously.
Fournette and Yeldon, right?
Yeah, okay.
So the start would be Fournette or Yeldon and Brandon Cooks, or starting Royce Freeman, Julio Jones, and Matthew Stafford.
I think I like what you received better. I would roll the dice on Yeldon and
Fournette and
Fournette.
Cooks and Ryan.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm considering it at all is because I need to win.
Yep.
And I'd rather start TJ Yeldon or Leonard Fournette.
Totally.
Or Royce Freeman. Like
Matt Ryan's ripping right now, so I think that you almost improve at quarterback, don't you? You get Matt Ryan, right?
Yeah. I know. It's the only my problem is I lose Julio. So, and you know, my man
Julio,
crush.
the guy that hasn't scored a touchdown
Yeah. And then I've got another trade on the board that I like to talk about.
I knew this was coming.
And it's Joe Mixon and Giovanni Bernard for DeAndre Hopkins and Deonta Foreman.
Well, you need a running back, man. And I need a wide receiver.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. So...
It's a starting point.
Okay, so what else are we talking about here? Like what? Yeah, okay. Giovanni Bernard never gonna start on my team ever. I might not make the playoffs, Mikey. I'm not worried about Giovanni Bernard right now.
Okay, and Dante Foreman is the guy I'm asking in replacement for him.
So could you throw in Josh Gordon?
Oh, I could think about it.
Well, okay. If You could think
I'm not
about it.
gonna make it. I'm not gonna say yes or no right here. No, I'm not.
Why? Because you're being recorded? Because this is being broadcast to the
bit,
world?
yeah.
Because
A
the
little bit,
world
I'd like
is
to put some
watching,
thought-
Mike?
I'd like to put some thought into that heavy of a decision with the world watching me.
Yeah, well.
Okay, Mike. Here's the last one. Here's the last one we want your opinion on.
Okay.
Okay, it's DeAndre Hopkins, George Kittle, and Aaron Jones
Okay.
for Rob Gronkowski, Jordan Howard, and Julian Edelman.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good too. But I think you got to just wait for me to respond on the Josh Gordon thing.
Did you offer him that?
That's the trade that I offered you until I realized that we're playing each other, and I'm like, I don't want to trade with you this week.
What was the trade again? Give it to me.
DeAndre Hopkins,
Yeah,
George Kittle,
yeah,
Aaron Jones,
yeah,
Rob Gronkowski,
yeah,
Julian Edelman,
yeah.
Jordan Howard.
Oh, I'll take that trade.
Okay, hold on a second here. You guys are assholes. I'm leaving now. Enjoy the rest of your podcast.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah,
Commish.
we
It's
really
great to hear
appreciate
from
it.
you. Yeah.
Where have you
Okay,
been
guys.
over the last few weeks?
He had a
I've been-
hot water tank
I've
issue.
been
It's a whole
busy.
thing.
You have a water tank thing?
There's a whole situation. The place is up and running again, all right?
What? That's not what we asked about. Just making sure you're okay personally.
I'm good. I'm good.
Who's your dark
Hey, boys.
horse? Who do you think takes the lead? Who's impressing you so far?
Team Fatif.
Team Fanif is impressing you.
Team Little Man.
Probably won't make the playoffs. All right,
What
thanks
are
for
you
calling
talking
in.
about?
Pleasure having you on the Whiskey Barrel podcast. Well, you heard it from the commish himself. He just wants to have fun. Yeah, money's on the line, but
He's having fun.
Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah. We didn't increase the price of the buy-in just for our... It was just for more fun.
Yeah.
It was more fun that way.
I understand. He's messaged him right away, made a mistake, and it's...
I'm not mad at anybody, but if there is blame, it's not on Mike,
No.
I don't think.
If it was Todd Gurley, no one would be talking about this because, yeah, he fucked up and accidentally dropped Todd Gurley.
Exactly.
But because it's a middling guy, people are
Who's
concerned.
on IR the next day
Yeah,
is
so-
what happened.
At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. We
Yeah.
did receive a submission into the inbox while we were on the phone, so we can
That's
open
true.
that up.
Ashley's box was absolutely opened, and Paul hopped right in. So, as always, anybody who sends something in, I don't read before. I read it straight up. So if you said something anti-Irish, it's coming out right on the top.
Who's it from?
Paul Lalonde, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Happy you guys are back at it. Knowing what we know now, who should have been the first 5 picks in the draft. Also, we should set up a Sunday besides obviously the greatest day, American Thanksgiving, that we all get together. Looking forward to the episode. Oh.
Just a happy caller. Just
Isn't
wanting
it
to
hard
contribute.
to hate Paul Lalonde?
It's so hard. You want to.
Like, even
you
when you're
can't.
playing him, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like, I've insulted his mother, his brothers, his sister, his whole French citizenship, and he's been like, oh, I understand how you feel. Good luck this week. And it's like, give me something to...
He's Switzerland.
He's a very hippie Frenchman. Most of the French are very relaxed.
But there's a lot of shitty French people.
But
they're gypsies.
But the good ones sit there and they drink wine and eat cheese in the middle of a Wednesday, and that's where Paul Lalonde wants to sit. And I'm not mad at that at all.
Well, to answer his second question.
Yeah, so I forgot what the goddamn questions are.
You can't get Donovan out of bed before 2 on a Sunday, and he doesn't like to watch football when he's playing fantasy, so that's a wrap.
100%.
We typically try to go to Sam's Pub.
Although I watched the shit out of my Pats beating the hell out of the goddamn Chiefs. The undefeated Patrick Mahomes. Wow, look at this. You're watching the future. Yeah, I'm watching him get his ass beat. 3 points, whatever.
Last minute.
Irrelevant.
I mean, Nick Foles. Pat Mahomes is no Nick Foles. Let's just put it that
I'm
way.
just saying.
He's no Nick Foles. He's no Nick Foles. He's no Nick Foles.
Who's no Nick Foles? Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, obviously.
No, obviously not. There's no
Clearly not.
Philly.
Yeah.
I think that this is another thing that I screwed up on in this year in fantasy is that all quarterbacks are good. They're all good.
All good.
They all get 30 points a game. The average quarterback is averaging 27 points a game. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. So,
I've started 4 different quarterbacks in 6 weeks.
and they're all going to get you
and they've all been fine.
within 4 or 5 points.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Like weight on quarterback could never be more clear for this year, for next year, and defenses.
Who knows?
Like, are defenses good anymore?
No.
They're not allowed to take the passer. They're not allowed to tackle. Like, you can't touch the receiver. You can't touch the passer. So
Quarterback. Most people call him a quarterback. Some a passer. One person calls him a passer. Most people call him a quarterback.
okay, you can't touch the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like where fantasy's great because it's all high offense. I like football when it's high offense. I don't like 7 to 13 games. They bore me. But it's crazy. It's crazy that it's like you have to guarantee that you can put up 35 points or your team's going to lose.
Yes.
That's why 25 out of the 32 teams.
That's
in the
why
NFL.
next year I think we need to look at quarterback points and tweak them just a little bit to bring them down just a little bit.
Or the NFL needs to worry. Yeah, sure.
No, the NFL wants high offense. So
Right, I know. They won't. I know.
Of course.
That's why I cut myself off.
Okay, so Paul Alon wants us to redraft the top 5.
Okay.
So our top 5, let me just pull it up here. Well, obviously Gurley's still, I assume, number 1.
I can pull up I can pull up the top players if that's what you're looking
Sure,
for.
you pull up the top players. I'll pull up how our draft.
How our draft went? Yeah,
Yep.
that's great.
Yeah, then we're all set. It's on a Google Doc. I love dead radio on the podcast. That's probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
You know what? If there's one thing that I hear about on Twitter, it is the dead radio.
Mm-hmm.
It is just that. When you guys are looking stuff up, I really have a problem with it. And I was hoping for you to talk about Lagavulin. I'm like, what? Like whiskey.
Yeah, they really want us to talk about whiskey.
I get it.
So our draft is a little bit skewed because there are keepers.
Yeah.
But 1 through 5, it went.
Let's go 1 through 8.
I'll just go the first round.
Okay, go.
Let's go first round. Le'Veon Bell, Saquon Barkley, David Johnson, Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon, Zeke, Brown, Gurley, Dalvin Cook, Devonta Freeman, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt. So the top 5 are Bell, Barkley, David Johnson, Fournette, Gordon, and Elliott.
Okay.
My top 5 are Gurley,
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon,
Yeah.
Saquon,
Yeah.
Kamara, and who? Hunt? Zeke?
Hunt. So the top 12 overall, if we were drafting again, would be Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Saquon Barkley, James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, Zeke, Elliott, Tyreek Hill, Adam Thielen, Devontae Adams, Antonio Brown.
Okay, so my top 5, if we redrafted, would be Gurley, Gordon, Barkley, Kamara, and Hunt.
I would take Zeke over Kamara,
Okay,
and I'd also take. No, that's it.
so you'd go Gurley, Gordon, Saquon, Zeke, Hunt.
I'd go Gurley.
Not necessarily in that order. Obviously Gurley first, and then
Yeah.
it's a bit of a, and then I think it's Gordon, Barkley,
Yeah.
and then I think it's Hunt, Zeke, Kamara.
Yeah, I don't think that it's just our draft versus what is here. I'm surprised honestly to see Tyreek Hill this high, to see Thielen, excuse me, to see Tyreek Hill this high, to see Thielen this high, to see Adams this high. You know, which is so funny because I trade it. Whatever, fuck it. But my keepers were correct. Kamara and Hopkins.
Yeah, you're fine. Who are the keepers that are busts? David Johnson, Odell Beckham, Dalvin Cook. Right?
Yeah.
Sully took Devonta Freeman and Keenan Allen with his first 2 picks.
Yeah. That sucks.
That sucks. Leonard Fournette, he's been a bust. Have to say it.
But
he's been hurt, but he's been a bust.
But Perry was smart enough to get Yeldon. So
he went into Yeldon, so it worked out okay for him. But still, he's been a bust as a first-round pick. Could have taken Melvin Gordon instead. Second-round bust, LaShawn McCoy from Brad Friend. That's a bust. Keenan Allen, that's a bust. Everybody else seems to be okay.
I tried to make Perry a trade for Kenny Golladay. And he said he won't do it strictly because he wants us to talk about if Perry has traded Kenny Golladay.
I don't know why he hasn't, but he's got, I guess, who's he so excited about? Devonta Adams, I guess? Like, why he doesn't start Kenny Golladay is beyond me.
Yeah, doesn't want to trade him.
Anyway, so let's just kind of wrap into our final segment. At least we haven't talked about matchups. We haven't talked about anything because we've had a hot week on the message board.
Sorry, it was a lot of inside. That was inside the actor studio. That was very inside the Whiskey Barrel Podcast League. If you're a longtime listener, but either way, we've got 3 minutes to get this out.
Regardless, everybody's still in it. No one's really out of it. You and I are playing each other this week.
And we both need a win.
And we're just going to grind it out and see where it goes. I still think whoever loses, we can make the playoffs regardless, so that I'm not worried about that. And we go from there. What are your thoughts? You need a win.
I need a win. I need a win regardless of anything. I think my team's good.
I think my team's good. I think there are some bad teams out there. I think that there's teams that are putting up 60 and winning.
I think my team is in the top 5, and I'm just losing, and it just sucks.
I think my team's in the top 5, and I'm just losing, and it just sucks. But if you go to the standings, if you go to the points for, if you go to all that and the points against, it's not crazy to say that we should be there.
Yeah. It just sucks. Because you can't force win. You can't. Okay, so your team has 645 points against. And
no, I have 720 points.
You have 645 points for, 720 points against.
720 against is the second most in the league.
720 is in fact the second most in the league, just behind the King and his men, 750 points. You have 645 points for, which looks like it's 5th or 6th in the league. I have 657 points for, 679. How have I not even snuck in a win when it's that close?
You and I both have over 100 points more than Sully's team, and he's 4-2. So there's strength of schedule right there.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Either way, we're gonna keep trucking along.
It
takes maybe 6 wins to get in the playoffs. We still have 7 games left.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Either way,
we're gonna grind it out. We're both gonna
it.
be there. And if not, then the podcast dies and you guys go fuck yourselves. We're looking forward. We wish we heard from the GM from Go Luck Yourself, but the mics get hot and the voices
get quiet.
That's
true.
Thank you for the submissions. Thanks for the commissioner to calling in. Next week we'll do some recap, and then the week after that we'll talk to you from Times Square.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, well, or like a sweet sports bar while we're watching the Packers versus the Pats Sunday
night football.
Or MSG.
We could broadcast from MSG. I'm sure we could figure something out.
I'm not worried about it.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
And congratulations to Corey on his vote on Brett Kavanaugh.